Hello, I'm Dr. George Mochocki. Welcome to my world. I'm going to do a real quick YouTube on how to. I did an earlier YouTube on how to take McGraw-Hill Connect exams using their test builder and incorporating into Canvas Learn management system. I know both systems. I read on this one, you looked at this one, went through the training on both systems. I understand how to do the task in each individual system. My problem was connecting the connection so I could transfer it, find that link that I was missing. And it was something that I had to, I figured out and I did on the YouTube. But when I did the earlier YouTube, I missed one point. And I think most people have figured out. But as an instructor, if you make an error in your lecture, especially if you're doing a Zoom class or you're doing something, a lecturing, and you're giving it to your student, try to make the corrections. You're not there to confuse them. It does help with critical thinking skills, but you found the error, and even in the class, you say, hey, I made a mistake. I'm sorry. I've got other classes. And it's okay. This way shows the human side and shows that you also, as an instructor, even if you have the advanced degrees for whatever reason, you still make errors. You still can make a mistake. And you come up and you tell a mistake, and that's how you learn. And so this way they feel more comfortable when they make a mistake, not the same mistake over and over again, and they know it gives them a little more confidence, a little more security, knowing that the instructor also makes errors, and it's okay to bring me out on that. So I try to correct that. Okay, so I'm done on that, all right? So I'm updating this. I'm going to start all over. I'm going to pause it, and I'm going to go through this. Remember, I am a lecturer at two schools. As I mentioned before, I am not a techie. So I'm giving it from my perspective as a non-technical person, but a plug-and-play individual. I plug and play. If it works, doesn't work, plug it, try it again, or reboot it, and 99% of the time it works well for me. So here we are in the class. I'm going to start all over. We are in my Canvas class. This is from the College of Lake County, and I have two sections out here, late start. So I'm going to go into my Zoom class. And the Zoom class is a class, a lot of us do Zoom. It's a good class. It's the closest thing I could do in a face-to-face class, but it helps the students interact. I could see their expressions. I could connect with them. But I also will do some recording. So I'm going to go in here. I'm going to create the test in McGraw-Hill. You could go to McGraw-Hill's website outside of Canvas. And then bring it back in. The reason I go from here, I'm already utilizing for the assignment McGraw-Hill Connect plus their smart book, so it makes it easier. It's already paired. I don't have to have any put passwords or everything else. The system's already has me paired, and it recognizes me. Okay, so I'm going to click on this one. That's the class. Now, this is just the way I have it set up. I'm not here teaching you, like I mentioned before, on how to set up your Canvas. You do what you're comfortable, just like you do another learning system. You feel comfortable, but it basically is how the student feels and reads it. Does he or she feel comfortable getting information? So I'm coming in here, and I'm preaching to the choir. You guys know all this, guys and gals. You all know this. So I'm going to come in here into McGraw-Hill. Now I'm in the McGraw-Hill. Those are, we're teaching this, so you already know this is our instructor's viewpoint. The students only see this section here. They don't see this part. I'm going to go into my Connect assignment, my section, my Connect assignment. It's already paired. Most of the, if you're already teaching, you already know, here it is. Nothing changes. I'm going to go into the library section. When I go into the library section, I'm going to go into, see it has all this, it's going to go to the test builder. I'm going to go into the test builder, I'm going to click on that, and then this will explain it how to build a test, which is really nice if you never build a test in McGraw-Hill and transfer it. So it gives you some, it's not that long of a video. I'm going to go right to the application, and then when I'm in the application, here I am, these are tests I created. Now I want to create a new test, quiz, whatever you want to do it. You could do multiple tests, and I'm just showing you how to do one, how to transfer. It's not that hard to do the multiple. The first thing you have to do, and I remember McGraw-Hill, as I mentioned before, they're not very intuitive. It is that you kind of know, you have to look at it. You might have missed this. So unnamed the test. So this test, I'm going to call it chapter, oops, I have it up here. I got to go in here, backspace. You'd think it'd be able to pick it up right away. Okay, so I'm going to call this one chapter 13, marketing. Hope I spell it. Marketing 13 edition, and I'm going to go pull quiz. I do different quizzes and exams, and it just makes it easier for me. And it's 10 points, okay? And now what I do, always remember, because you will copy this. Let me make it at least a capital, okay? I'm making this live, so then I don't have to change it later on. I'll do my corrections, okay? So now I copy this. Just hit the copy, and the reason you're gonna copy, the way it's set up, it doesn't populate. You got to keep on putting it in. So instead of retyping the same thing, the end result will give me what I want. But I have to go through about 5 different steps. Okay, so now I have this. So now I'm all set. Here's the test. Everything's set up. That's the name. Now I'm gonna come in here and I'm gonna add questions. Right? Okay, add questions. Remember, I'm in McGraw-Hill's website. Now I'm going to go in chapter 13, and that's the test bank. So I'm going to click on chapter 13, okay? And then when I'm going to go, use that source, 13, use this source, it'll come up, and now it's going to bring up all the questions of chapter 13, everything I want. But I want to filter it, because I'm using this as a tool. It's not the final exam, it's not a major test, it's more of a quiz type, just so they know the concept. So this one here will give me the thing to filter. The questions I want, I don't like true and false, too much guessing. I wanted to think it through. I want to go question type, and the question type I just want multiple choice. And this marketing is, before the other one I used finance, a little more difficult. So this one here, difficulty, I'm going to go medium. Okay, question. And then I got this. And then you see it already filtered everything else in here. All the questions. What I want in my tool requirement, I have all these questions for my pool. Now I'm going to add these questions in here because I'm using it as a pool. They're a medium-sized question, and you can filter them out if you want. I'm just doing it for quickly. So I'm going to click on here, and it selects them all. I'm going to go add. Now I have all these questions added. Don't worry about the points, because this is just default at 10. I was going challenge and all the points. Holy man, a lot of work. I'll show you how to make it easier. Remember, there's probably an easy way to do it. I'm not a techie. Let's just leave it as it is for now. So now I have all the questions. I'm in here. I got all the questions, right? All the different questions. I have them all. And so now I've got the question, and I'm going to go continue. Remember, I got the name. I got the questions selected. Don't worry about that. You can change them if you want. Don't worry about it. Okay, now I'm going to continue. And now it's going to ask me, what's my learning management system? I'm using Canvas. You could also use this through Docs. That's a Word document. And you could upload it a different way. That's another video. But that's another way of doing it if you like to do it that way. This way you get the hard copy in that. I would rather do it this way. Makes it easy. One-stop shopping for the student. Now I'm going to hit Submit. You could get an email sent to me. As I mentioned before, I get too many emails, more than I need. I don't need email. I know it worked fine. I already did. But if you want it, you have it. Now it's going to take a little time for pending. I sometimes will hit this and maybe it'll go faster, depending how fast, how much activity is on there. It's still pending, pending, pending. And what I'm going to do, since it's pending, I'm just going to pause the thing for a second and I'll come right back. Okay, I'm back. It took exactly 4 minutes to download and coming out of the pending, and now it gives me, here's the test is already. Now, I would assume once the test is ready, created, I'm finished with this. You see what I'm talking about? And I'm going to go back to end the test maker. But I'm not finished with it. Because when this comes in here, I assumed before, until I figured out, that this basically will download someplace on my hard drive. And then I could open it up. But you have to click on it. Hang on a second. It'll take a second. And now when it clicks on it, it opens this up. Don't do anything with it. This just basically somehow, this McGraw-Hill. You know, I'm not a techie. Maybe I messed something up. But this is how it works. It'll work. So it opens this up. It gives you the items. And this here is just like the operating for it. So don't worry. All you have to do, don't do nothing. Oh, you had to do something. You just click it. And what it basically does, see, it's going to go here, PC, it goes to my download. And if you click on it, you kind of open it up. You want it as a zip file because that's how Canvas and the other, even a Blackboard will take the information into their into that software. So I just close that like this. Okay, I'm done with this. So now I finished this. I'm finished with the test builder. Okay, hang on. I'm going to close the test. Everything I created, I already created. Here's my chapter. Everything else is download. I have the file. I'm completed my task with McGraw-Hill in their web site. So now I'm just going to close it. And now I'm going to go back to my Canvas. Remember, I'm all connected. Makes my life easier. Now, when I come back to my Canvas, I am going to go right away. I got to pull the test from my download file where it's already there. And I'm going to come in here and like you would bring anything into Canvas, you're going to go into your settings. And that's the class that you want. Look at the dashboard. And even if you have several classes and using the same test, do it in here. Don't go through the whole rigmarole next time and just copy it here into the next course within Canvas or in Blackboard. Makes it easier. So now I'm in here. And when I'm going to come in here, you see where I'm in Canvas. I'm going to come in here. It says import course content. I'm going to click on this. Hang on. Okay. Now these are earlier ones. Remember that I did before? And I'm going to come in here and I'm going to go a Qt1 zip file. I got the zip file. That's what I want. Remember, I'm in Canvas now. And I'm going to choose the file. And it'll be sound in your download. So I'm going to come into my, where the heck, my PC, Canvas. You see my downloads? Here it is. All right? I must have hit it twice. So now I got it. I'm clicking on it. Or you might have fixed it since you saw my other video. But I just do it. Just click it and you know it. You got it twice to delete one. So now I got the file. Are you okay? Now I'm going to go select a test bank. And I don't have one because I haven't created one because now I'm in Canvas. Okay? So I'm going to create a test bank. And the test bank name. And I'm going to paste what I said before. So I have to retype it. I have this. I'm going to import this. And now I'm going to go import. And now it imports. It's queuing. And this one was really quickly because it's a zip file, just a test. And I only had like 20 questions. See how quickly it was? And that's Canvas and your thing. So now I'm all set. So now you're done. Now you're going to get you're still in Canvas. You're going to go into your quizzes. Some people have the quizzes open. I just keep it turned off. When I say turned off, it means the students don't see it. Okay? And I get everything else. Okay. Now in the quizzes, I'm going to create a new quiz. Remember? It's already here. It has a file. So I'm going to come in here. And unnamed quiz, right? Remember, in your details, I'm going to get rid of this. And I'm going to paste this in here. The quiz, so it saves it. Remember, you have all this. You could write in the instructions however you wanted. Grade a quiz. I want it to be in the quizzes, not in the exam. I shuffle the question. Only after, required. And I'm just going to do this one on a due date. And you can select those. I'm going to change them later on. And this thing, chapter 13 for this class is due November 7th. Okay, so their due date for here is November 7th. And if you don't do it, okay, it had the time on here. So I might as well do the 11:59, okay, p.m. All right, that's at the end of the day. Done. That must have had. Now, when I come here available, I don't do anything from today's date, and it'll automatically give me the last, the end of the day. And here I got to have the same dates due on November 7th. Okay. I wonder why it keeps on defaulting to that. But I might have did something with it. Okay. So I'll do it. If it defaults, fine. Just change it. All right. And, okay. Now, I would just save it and publish it. You did one aspect of it. Second step. Remember, you're still creating. You could do show one question at a time, like doing that, so they don't print them all out. You could lock it. It gives you a lot of options, okay? So now, I created the test, everything I wanted, the details, not published. Now I have to add the questions, okay? So now to add the questions, I want it to a new, I could do two ways. I could do it, find a new group, or I could find the questions and create a group. Let's do it this way. Just create the group, okay? And I'm going to do the group name, okay? Again, here I'm going to delete it, and I'll paste it, okay? And out of that quiz that I had, for how many questions, 20, I'm just going to take 10 questions. Or let's see, I think I'll do 15 questions, and I'll do them at 0.75. I like to show it, keeps the students thinking, okay? So I've got this. I'm going to create the group. So here's the group. The problem with the group is you don't have any questions with it. So now you're going to find the question. Or you could go right through to find the questions and create it. I did it this way, okay? So I'm going to go, that's one way to do it. I'm going to come in here. Now I'm going to find the question. Now the questions are here. Remember, so I got 23 questions. And if you look at this, if I type it on here, it doesn't show it, but when I click on the questions, I know it's chapter 13 because it's 13 everything. Do you see how it's done? It somehow doesn't change it. It does it when I scroll over, but just so you understand, it's usually the last one. And that's an issue with Canvas or however it comes in. So I'm not arguing. I don't care. I'm just telling you, look for it. And if you know the question banks, you can always find the question banks, even if you have previous question bank. So if I click on this one, I know this was from chapter 17. I click on this one, even though it had no name, and even though I put the names on there, you know what I mean? It's that's from chapter 20. Okay, so let's go back to the one I wanted. So this is where I wanted. I wanted chapter 13. Again, don't hit here where I thought this was part of the select button. Hit the select all. Now you have all these questions, okay? Now, here you could create a new group if you didn't create one earlier. But since I created it earlier, you could go in here and you could find that group. Do you see what I mean? You have two options. If you didn't create it, you could create it now. I did it one step ahead. Or you could create it all as you select a question, create the group. So, but I have this group created, okay? So the last step that I forgot was to tell you to add the questions. My error. So you have to hit this add the question. That's why I'm redoing this whole thing. Okay? And now you have all the questions. Do you see them that you put them and you could add them? And okay, and remember, I had them for 0.3, so you don't have to worry about the points or anything else. And now what you do is save and publish, because I'm done with it. Okay, so here's the exam. Okay, it's saved and published, and if I want, it says 11.25 points. Okay, immediately. Okay, now if you want to preview to make sure it's working, you click on it, and here's the question, and you go to next question. So you know it's working. Okay, so this is done. I have nothing else to do. Okay, so I'm just gonna go back to my quizzes. I was just previewing it. So I know the quiz is here, okay? Chapter 13, my quiz. Now I'm going to go to my module for the class that this is due. It's going to be next week. And I'm going to go to week 5. Remember, you could do it anytime, or you could leave in a quiz if you want the students to pick it up. Now I'm going to go into, let's see, they just finished this one. I haven't updated this one, but they're going to go into this week here, okay? The Zoom class, finance, everything, personal financing, and here's where this quiz is going to come in here, underneath this one. Now, I already had a quiz in here, but I think I got rid of multiple quiz. I'll get rid of this one. That was a VanCat quiz. That was another instructor here, and I just, where the heck is it? Remove it. It's still in the test bank unless I get rid of it, okay? Because I don't want to have two tests. Student's going to take the easier test. I'm in here in this week. I'm coming in here. I haven't had it open yet. And now I'm going to add a quiz to it. So I'm going to come in here. I'm going to find my quiz. And I'm going to come down here. And all of a sudden, I've got chapter 13. The classic one was the one previously from the other instructor. And now this is the one I want. The 10 questions on here. Oh, this is my updated one. Because this one didn't have, that's 17. I changed it. Okay, so this is the correct one. Only got one. Remember the accounting one, I missed one. They only had one question. Okay, so I've got this one. Add the item. And now if I come in here, the dates in here. You got the points, and if I want to look at it, it's published. I click on it just to make sure. Always check it, and then you do the preview, and then you know you got the question, and it goes one after another. I hope this was beneficial to you. Again, and then later on you could copy it to other questions. I go back to my dashboard. So this one is 20 minutes. I did the other one 12. I did all the steps. I showed it. I basically tried to make it easier for you. So enjoy the video. Got any comments? Put it down there. I didn't put in my link to buy me a cup of coffee, but I'm there if you're ever looking for me underneath DrGAM. Have a nice day. I don't want anything in return. I just want to help other fellow instructors to get this done. It's an easy task. Once you do it, it makes working off a pool makes it nice because it's pulling only so many questions. I got 15 questions out of a pool of 21. So you could do 10 out of 30, however you want to make it. So again, thanks a lot, and I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm done. Bye.